Hello guys, welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. Today we will go through the day 12 problem from August LeetCoding Challenge Pascal Triangle 2. Please like the video, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any update. Given a non-negative index k, return the kth index row of the Pascal's triangle. Note that the row index starts from 0. In Pascal's triangle, each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it. Let's take care of the follow-up question later. A Pascal triangle is built in a top-down fashion. Every value in the row is the sum of the two values of the previous row. Let us quickly see a brute force approach to it. This is a Pascal triangle with 4 rows. As stated in question, the row index starts from 0. We can see that the value 2 is the sum of the values in the previous row. Same is true for any value in the row except the first and the last value, which will always be 1. So value at third row and second column is the sum of the value at the second row first column and second row second column. This gives us an important result. We can have this recursive call. Now we know that the row 0 will always be 1 and the value at column 0, and when the row and column are equal, then too the value will be 1. So these three becomes our exit conditions. The algorithm look like this. We initialize a result list, and then for every column we call our method getNum. Inside this method we have the exit conditions and the recursive call that we discussed. The time complexity is O of 2 to the power k and the space complexity is k. Here's the code snippet for the brute force approach. Now what is the drawback of this approach? Well, when we create the diagram for the recursive call, we see that we have called the same row and same column multiple times. Now how we can remove it? This brings us to our second approach, which is dynamic programming. What if we find the third row first, and then with its help we can easily find the fourth row? Suppose we need to find the fourth row. We'll start from the row index 0 and it will always be 1, so it gives a starting point. We take two lists, one previous list which will hold the previous row of the triangle and a result list which will hold the next row. Initially both will point to the same. We now clear the result list and try finding the first row. For every row we will add 1 to both the start and the end of the list, and the middle values are calculated by the sum of the two values from the previous row. So the first row becomes 11. Updating the previous to first row, we find the second row now. We add 1 at the start of the list. Now the next value is the sum of the previous row values. Then we add 1 at the end of the list. We continue doing it till we reach the row index and then we return it. Summarizing the steps, we will initialize the previous list and then add 1 to it. Now we initialize the result list with the previous values. Looping from 1 to row index, we generate the row by looping on the previous and adding values in the result. We copy the content of the result into the previous. At the end, we return result. The time complexity is O of k square, and as we use two lists, the space complexity is O of 2k. Here is the code snippet. Now let's discuss the follow-up questions where we are asked to solve this in O of k space. This brings us to our third approach, which is memory efficient dynamic programming. Let's see that with an example. We will take just one list of size row index plus 1. We will add 1 at the start of the list. This value shows the 0th row. To find the first row, we add 1 at the end of the index. Now this becomes our first row. To find the second row, we again add value at the end of the list. For the rest of the array, we add value of the previous index into the current index. This gives us our second row. We'll continue doing it till we reach the row index. Similar to previous approach, we will initialize a list and add 1 to it. Now we loop from 0 to row index. In inner loop, we loop from I to 0. We set the value at the jth index. After the inner loop, we add 1 at the end. The time complexity is same as the previous, but the space complexity is O of k. Here is the actual code snippet. Now let's discuss the most mathematical approach, which is purely combinatorics. In mathematics, the Pascal triangle is a triangle array of the binomial coefficient. The entry in the nth row and the rth column of the Pascal triangle is denoted like this. It is written as n factorial by r factorial multiplied by n minus r factorial. Now, binomial coefficient has an additive property, which is nothing but Pascal triangle. You can see the formula matches to what we saw on the brute force. While knowing Pascal's rule does not give us any benefit over previous approaches, Knowing that the numbers in the Pascal triangles are just binomial coefficient will come in handy. Successive binomial coefficient nr-1 and nr differ by n minus r plus 1 by r. So we can just loop from 0 to row index and find the value of the column. The algorithm describes how we use the ratio to find the next value. The time and space complexity is O of k. Here is the actual code snippet. You can also find the link to all the codes in the description below. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also let me know in the comment section what you think about the video.